Conditionals and logic operators are the base foundation of any programming language. In this case, I'm going to declare a variable called age, and instead of defining myself the value, I'm going to let the user define it. Okay, so I'm going to say it's equal to prompt, and I'm going to add the message your age and save it. Okay, when you have alerts, you need to refresh so the changes show here. Okay, and it says your age, and the user can now specify their age, in my case 26, but nothing is happening because we are only storing this data right here. We can now add it to a console log, and you will see how I'm going to cancel, refresh. If I say my age is 26, it shows here. So we can add our first condition. In this case, I'm going to check if the user is over 18 or it's not over 18. Okay, so I'm going to check if, open parentheses, age is bigger than 18. I'm going to open and close curly braces, and I'm going to say console.log over 18. Okay, now I'm going to cancel, refresh. If I say 26, which is my age, you will see here it's over 18. Great. But if I refresh and say, for example, 15, we don't see any message. But what happens if I put exactly 18? What do you think it will happen? Nothing. Why? Because we are checking if the age is over 18, but we have to say if it's over or equal to 18. Okay, these have to be together, but Visual Studio Code, this combines them with the typography it uses. Okay, so this is made by Visual Studio Code, but you have to add a closing bracket here, an angle bracket, and an equal character together, and this way we're checking if the age is bigger or equal to 18. Okay, if we save here and refresh and say 18, now it says over 18. In this case, it should be 18 or over 18. We can even combine a condition. So instead of doing it like so, which is the best practice, we can do this thing. Okay, you can say if age is equal with double equal. Okay, because when we only use one equal character, is because we are defining a variable or changing its value. But when we use two, it's because we are comparing two values. If age is equal to 18, or in this case, this is the or statement, age is bigger than 18, then 18 or bigger than 18. Okay, so let me refresh. If I say 18, it's working, so it will be true. I'm going to add true because it's 18, or let me add a arrow here. Okay, so it's true because it's 18 or bigger than 18. If I add 26, it will also be true because in this case, this condition is being applied, not this one. Okay, this is because it's an or statement. If I add an and statement, okay, let me add another one. True, this will be true. If I change this from or to and, which is with two ampersands, it will be because it's 18 and over 18, which in this case can only be true if the user is 18. Okay, so let me refresh and say 18, and in this case it's true because it's because it's equal to 18 and over 18. This can't be true because it's not possible to be 18 and to be over 18. That's not possible, but it will be true when it's 18 and over 17, for example. Okay, so let me try this time, and now it can be true because it's 18 and over 17 in this case. Okay, for this I'm going to put another example, a better example, because I'm going to create another variable called name. In this case, I'm going to prompt the user your name, and I'm going to make a double condition, which is going to be if age is equal to, we're going to check if the user is myself. Okay, if name is equal to Julio and age is equal to 26, I'm going to console log he is Julio and it's 26. In the case that it's not Julio and it's not 26, I'm going to add an else statement right here. I'm going to open and close curly braces. I'm going to say console log he is not Julio. Okay, if any of these is not true, then it will say this thing. If both of them are true, it will say this thing right here. Okay, so I'm going to refresh. My age is 26 and my name is Julio. So it will say he is Julio and it's 26. What happens if I'm 18 but I'm Julio? Okay, he's not Julio. Okay, I'm Julio but I'm not, he's not Julio and 26. Okay, maybe it makes more sense like this. Great. So we are checking here, let me delete this. If age is over 18, he is over 18, okay? Now we ask the name, and if the name is equal to Julio and age is 26, he is Julio and is 26. And now we can add an else if statement, which means if this condition is not met, we can check another condition, else if. Now we're going to check if the name at least is Julio, okay? So then we're going to say he is Julio, comma, but not 26, okay? And if none of these apply, then we add another else statement and console log not Julio and not 26, okay? So now let me refresh, and I'm going to say my age is 26 and I'm Julio. Great, it says he's Julio and he's 26 because name is Julio and age is equal to 26. Let me refresh, and I'm going to say my age is 18 and I'm Julio. He's Julio but not 26. Great, because this is not true, then it goes to the next else if statement and this is true. And what happens if my age is 18 and my name is some random name? He's not Julio and not 26. So we have different conditions. We can combine them with and or, which is this one right here. In fact, we can check if name is Julio or age is equal to 26. Okay, and say he is or Julio or 26, one of them. Okay, and now we have if name is equal to Julio and age 26, he is Julio and is 26. If name is equal to Julio or age equal to 26, he is or Julio or 26, one of them, because one of them is accomplished. Okay, and then we console log if none of them is correct. Now, one thing you have to take into consideration is that here we're checking if name is equal to Julio and age is equal to 26. We're checking if age is equal to a number, but in fact age is not a number. Let me show you. Okay, I'm going to console log here some lines so we have a separation. Okay, so we can see it visual, and I'm going to console log the type of age. Okay, and you're going to see it with an example, because I'm going to also console.log age plus 100,000. Okay, let me refresh this, and I'm going to say age 26 and name Mark. Okay, you can see he's or Julio or 26, because in this case it's 26 but it's not Julio. And here you can see the type of age is string, because the input is a text input. So JavaScript is using 26 as a string, not as a number, because when we add 26 to 100,000, it adds to the front. But let me add another one here. If we add another console log, and if we change the value of age is equal, well, I'm going to say let number age equal to number, and in between parentheses I add the age. This changes the type. This tries to change the type of this age to a number. Now, if I check this, okay, but instead of age, I use number age, the type, and the age, you will see that, let me refresh. I'm going to say age 26, okay, 26, name Mark. And you can see at the beginning it's a string, but here we changed it to a number. And now when we add this number age to 100,000, is being added correctly. Why is this important? Well, let me show you. Because if I check here if age, let me add here, if age is equal 3 times, okay, so we are adding 3 equal characters, okay, but together. And Visual Studio Code again changes it to this character right here, but these are 3 equal marks. If we check if age is equal to 18, I'm going to console log age equal to 18 and type equal to number, okay, because here we are using a number, okay, else, sorry, instead of, okay, age is equal to 18 and type is equal to number. This won't be true, okay, so else I'm going to say to console log, because the type, as I show you here, is a string, okay, else if we're going to check if age is triple equal to 18 in between double quotes, because this means the type is a string, okay. Let me refresh. I'm going to say my age 18, the number is not important, and as you can see, age is equal to 18 and type is equal to a string. So when we want to check not only the value, because when we add 2 equal marks, it's checking only the value, but it doesn't matter if it's a string, a number, or any other data type, okay? It doesn't check it, but when we need to make sure it's a number, because we are going to make some operation with it, we need to check with 3 equal marks, okay? This is important. 2 only check the value, okay? When we have 2, it only checks the value, because age here is a string, okay? You can see age is being treated as a string, but this is true. This is being true sometimes, because when we only add 2 equal marks, it only checks the value. If we add a third one, it then checks the value and the data type, if it's a number or not. So here, age is equal to 18 and type is equal to a string, but if we check if number age is triple equal to 18, then we have console log, let me copy this, number age is equal to string and type is equal to number, okay, so let me refresh, 18, okay, number doesn't matter, and now age is equal to 18 and type is equal to string, and number age is equal to 18 and type is equal to number, because we are checking not only the value but also the type, okay. So this is very important. We have here some conditions we have made. You can play around with this and even create your own code or programs with this, like asking the age, maybe multiplying that age or making some modifications. You can even create a program to know the age of a user if it tells you his birth date, for example, or his birth year. And you can do many things with this, and it's use the basics we need to start creating dynamic websites with lots of great functionality.